can you finally believe it, everybody? We're back. We're back with Limbus. Limbus is finally real again. The game isn't fake anymore. It's real. All right, so three things. First thing, new Heisho banner for Mr. Yisong over here. I don't have a lot of lunacy, as you can see. I'm gonna do the 2 multis, and then I'm gonna use this ticket to see if I can get him. And if I don't get him, then I don't get him. Number 2, there is a new intervallo, which I'm going to be playing. The spring cultivation event. I'm actually very excited about this because Xichun is one of my favorite characters. And they do also have another Heisho inside of the shop that you can get. The U branch Sinclair. So we're going to be working on that. And number 3, I don't know if I'm actually going to have enough time to finish up the entire intervallo depending on how long it is. I woke up kind of late. That's why the stream is at 9:30 instead of 9, like I said it would be. But you know what? Whatever. We'll just do what we can, because I'm a dumb bitch who doesn't know how to do things correctly. Anyways, we begin with the single, because I'm a loser who spends money on video games. And nothing. Alright. Alright, let's go for a multi. This could be good. This could be good. Alright, let's go around the circle. Everybody tell your stories around the camp. Oh! Yo! Wait, I actually really wanted these guys. Yes! Oh my god, that's amazing. And I got them off of one of these? Huh? Wait, are they the... Oh, that's... Wait, what? You can get them... You can get them off of 1-star polls? What the hell? Wait, that's... What? Aren't they supposed to be 3 stars? Well, I got the announcer, so that's nice. Alright, 2-star. What's the 2-star gonna be? Okay, Rodian. And now, please let it be Yisong so I don't have to spend any more on this. Yeah! First multi! Oh my god. What a summon. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. What the hell? That's amazing. That was amazing. Alright, I don't gotta spend any more lunacy. I don't gotta spend any more lunacy. The steed marches forth. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and listen to his uptie story as well. Oh my fucking god, dude. I can't believe I got him first summon. Alright. Well, first things first, we get him up to level 55. And then, we uptie him to uptie 4. Because that's my guy. Ride, beating of hooves. Rise, grain of sand. Ring, cries of war. Oh, I didn't get to read the whole thing. No, well, whatever. I'll probably read it later. Man, I wanted to read that. I will say, this guy looks awesome. Okay. Are you at peace? Huh? I ask in this aimless letter without a recipient. Oh, that was Yisang talking. I ask in this aimless letter without a recipient, for you've sailed off on a journey to where my words may never reach you. Perhaps your heart is finally at ease, as you had always wished to travel to new lands beyond Daguan Yuan. I have not fared well in your absence. With your passing on, my liberator from the leash of a Heisho, it seemed that I had become an outsider to Daguan Yan overnight. I don't know why I have such a hard time pronouncing that. My bad. My freedom was already paid for to return me to whence I came. I was an outsider to the Jia family. To let me stay in Nyanjiang Wu as I had done. I cannot pronounce Chinese. I'm so sorry, chat. Making me a man who, with his half-freedom, was doomed to wander lost in Hongyuan. The Soma that was leashed for the better half of his life finds the concept of freedom alien itself.
The marks left by the leash that had once held me itch. Thus I brush and scratch through my memories. Perhaps I have ruminated over long in the forward. I took up the brush today to reminisce upon the memories I share with the young miss. Let us endeavor in that effort. At the incipience there was a vast field, upon which I galloped. I remember not since when I had begun my galloping, but where my earliest recollection begins, I was already a quadruped horse leashed by a master, steered by his saddle to somewhere. Such is the fate of most Heisho. Once all is said and done, the memory that remains burned into our psyche isn't what drove us to become a Heisho. It is the very first memory of our transfiguration. The sensation remains painfully vivid now, crackling and boiling like my biped legs did, dripping with viscosity as my entrails began to drop, only to be caught by flesh and leather that was mine, yet alien. Once it was all said and done, I had become a quadruped. Yet no memory of mine, thereafter remains nearly as vivid. Instead, they are consistent and colorless. A life led by the reins, eventually to the vanguard of the cavalry. I failed to recall exactly what excellence of mine it was that boosted me to the front of all others. Perhaps the answer lies in the sentiment that one of my past leash-bearers had once shared, that the darkness of my armor, the shadows cast on my impassive countenance, kindled the least amount of guilt in him. Why would I, he said, feel any guilt when you are but a storm-like, mindless disaster that strikes indiscriminately? The sentiment was most shameful to be saddled with, yet shame was a foreign feeling then. But I do not hold it in much contempt, as it was exactly what had led you to select me. Indeed, it was about then that you, young miss, first held my leash. You were certainly an odd one, even with the benefit of hindsight. How odd it was that you would use the cavalry not to break your foes, but to defend yourself from them. In a few days under your service, I came to conclude that my lord is too feeble to grow her clan. After a few more days under your service, I came to conclude that you had no other Heisho to choose from your tasks. Thus, I assumed that the leash should be changing hands to another's in no time. Or so I had thought. In about 2 or 3 months, my thoughts changed once again. Nay, it found clarity. I came to conclude that what she had sought wasn't a tool of exploit, or cast aside when their usefulness was spent. She was looking for a companion in her adventuring path. That single understanding unlocked many others. That to bring along an army of hundreds on an adventure is to bring a great burden, and that to abandon them is to be foolish. That you found value in what was made yours. Perhaps it was then when I had first begun to address her as my young miss. For many nights to this day, I pondered, why did young miss choose me? As to free a Heisho, an adept at that, and make him her companion exacts a terribly monumental price. There must have been more to it than simply relinquishing her hold over the steeds. I searched through the memories of our exchanges, inscribing them, delving into the chasm of memories, with the items upon which those recollections left marks. Allow me to share a superstition of my own in that regard. I recall a memory of a certain day in which you, with your usual attitude, bemoaned a sense of aimlessness as to why you toiled to become the family hierarch, even as you prepared for the evaluation. As that was the bearing with which young Miss Oft carried yourself, my reply was just as quotidian. When was it, young miss, that you found most joy in Hong Yuan? And your reply was, I believe, it was, what kind of joy is there to be found in Hong Yuan anyhow? Thus I replied, perhaps you could strive to become the family hierarch so that one day joy may indeed be found in Hong Yuan. In truth, I knew not the meaning behind that dialogue with you, not until this rumination has found its end today. Your reply was the same as always. Stop saying dumb things, and that was the end of that. However, upon hearing this tale, I believe I gained an inkling of understanding. Indeed, him, your killer. As I wandered aimlessly, lost in the alleyways of Hangyuan, he emerged from the shadows to address me. He explained thusly that he found the stable of steeds incomplete without its vanguard, that he had been wandering in search of the adept. And to that I replied, it had already been too long since I was last leashed as Heisho, and that there surely would be other adepts who were better fit for this vision. But he shook his head and claimed that, in all the histories of the East and the West, there was but one adept fit to ride at the vanguard of his cavalry, the same one who once served his little sister. Unable to quash my curiosity, I asked, while I could accept this decision to liberate my young miss from the machinations of the wraiths lurking underneath Daguanyan, hardly could I within myself to forgive one who has swung his fell crescent to end her life. Thus, why is it that he would seek me out, to goad me into none other than his leash, when I could well have been whetting the blade of vengeance against him? To that he replied thusly, those who seek to bring prosperity, to have the lowly streets bloom with laughter of happy barns, and humble merchant stalls to hum with lively hubbub, must keep the most excellent steed. I recalled that you once spent much time conversing him. At some time in the past, his purpose seemed little different from yours, young miss. The only delineation being the hesitation, or the lack thereof, before bloodshed. Do the ends justify the means? A banal question, yet it is so difficult to answer when confronted with it. That man's bloody bandages told me of the future. The kind of bloodshed he would usher into the world of darkness to bring about the Hangyuan he sought to realize.
Excuse me, I need a drink.
But I decided to correct my thinking. If all other means are lost, then the ends, at the very least, must hold true. Today, young miss, I did not ingest the suppression bolus you had gifted me. The characteristics of a Heisho shall then return to me anon, for a body logged with Heisho boluses are forever changed. I wear the mask again, indeed the same mask that I had once buried deep for safekeeping and sealing. The mask you had made me, young miss, out from the shards of the exoskeleton that grew whenever I took the equine form. And when the time comes, I will bite down.
Are you giving your body the water it needs to keep you healthy?
I don't have water, but I do have caffeine, so I'll drink that. Thank you.
And when the time comes, I will bite down upon the gag and allow others to lead me by my reins once again. I know not how faint this memory of mine shall be again. But I shall remember you, young miss, by writing, revising, then reading this letter without destination. All to finish the dream you had sparked. Now, let me trot on. Let me break into a gallop. If my path is not to your liking, I will always welcome your usual scathing reproach. For I would gladly hear your voice again. Yet you needn't be impatient. My gait is swifter than any in Hangyuan. So I don't suppose it will be long ere I embark on a journey to find you.
Oh, poor Wei. Oh, this is so horrible. This is so bad. I hate. Why would they do this to my beloved? Oh, all right. We got the chains. We got the Uptie 4. We're back, chat. We're back. All right. So, and because of this, I have to put Mr. Man on my Tremor team because he's a Tremor unit who can give Tremor Burst to Lord of Hangyuan for literally no reason. Why? Because they thought it would be funny, I guess. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know, man. Hold on, let me change up my my Heisho lineup. Ego, he just has Fell Bullet. He just has Fell Bullet. Oh, you know what I could do actually? Hold on. Wait, this is gonna change the order of things a little bit. Hold on. I always like making my thing look nice. Don Quixote. No, I'm looking for Ishmael. Ishmael, yeah. And then she needs the egos. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then swap, and then we go on to Yisang, who will then grab his ego as well. Nice. And then this is where we can start doing a little more cleaning. So there's you. We can have the rabbit. All right, you don't actually have an ego. I forgot. And then we'll do you with her egos. And then we'll do Gegger with his ego. So that's all the Heisho and the, this is all the Heisho that I have. The rest will just be, that's all the Heisho, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now 7. Yeah, okay, so now the rest can just be, things that my things that my friends might need, I think. So we'll do you. We'll do magical, methinks. Yeah, magical. We'll do the Walpurgis. I'll do Night of Hatred. Or Night of Despair, sorry. And then we can go with I don't know, maybe a Merceau? Maybe not. I don't know. You know, I'll just do Princess of La Mancha. Why not? Yeah. This should be good. Perfect. Nice. Look at my fucking company, dog. This looks so cool. Alright. Oh, one more. Another 3-star added to the Heisho lineup. Hold on. You know what I should do? Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, Shink Association Merceau is still best for his passive. For the haste. Yeah. So now all that means now is that we're missing Heathcliff Heisho, we're missing Sinclair Heisho, which we're gonna get as I do the event, and then we're missing Don Quixote Heisho, and then the team will be completed. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into the spring cultivation. Actually, you know what? No, I can still save this for later now that I have Yisang. And then I also have this one, which I'm probably going to save for later. I mean, I got him first multi. There's like... I don't really have an excuse at this point. It's kind of just like, yeah, I got him first multi with the announcer as well. Whatever. We're going to go into the stages! I'm so excited for this story. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Canto 8 was amazing. And genuinely, I am so ready for this. The hall was chill with a tense air. And those present all sat in complete silence. Man, I'm already stuttering. Then there was Jia Yuanchun, with her lips slightly curled into a mirthless sneer. And at the center of it, I probably should have done like vocal warm-ups or something. Sorry. And at the center of it all sat Jia Xichun, unsure of what to say next. Well, everyone, Jia Yuanchun, seated next to the hierarch seat upon which Xichun sat, smoothly takes control of the situation and begins the assembly. Honored heads of houses, lords of each family, their proxies, members, and... She nods lightly, acknowledging our awkward presence. And little Xichun's guests, whose stay here at our H-Corp seems to be extending without a foreseeable end. Isn't she technically from Q-Corp? What's up with her acting like she's any less of an outsider than we are? Yeah, and did everyone catch that? Our H-Corp? Regardless of everything else, the fact that she hijacked the meeting from the get-go is ridiculous. Especially with Jia Xichun, the family hierarch herself, presiding over this official assembly. Clearly, she is using the pretense of assisting the hierarch to assert her own dominance over these proceedings. As we are all aware, Venerable former Jiamu has always discussed with and confided in me about the matters of the greatest import.
the momentous of which steered the very course of H Corp's prospects. Even after I departed the family for Q Corp, venerable former Jiamu has always written missives to confer such matters with me. Something about it smelled suspicious, but we'd already missed the window to challenge her to present us with proof without breaking decorum. Thus, as it naturally follows that I would be the inheritor of the venerable Jiamu's will, I shall be presiding over this regular assembly, which we convene now to discuss and determine the future of H Corp. What a grandiose and self-important introduction. It seemed clear to me that she considered herself to be the main character of this scene, or something. Your Grace certainly befits your station, Lady Yuan Chun. We are all impressed by your utmost dedication to the citizenry of Hung Yuan despite your already saturated schedule. We can hardly thank you enough for your magnanimity. Magnanimity. Blah. Again, vocal warm-ups. Someone remind me. We can hardly thank you enough for your magnanimity. Magnanimity. Thank you, Lady Yuan Chun. I should stop trying to pronounce things, actually. I should just roll with it. That'd probably be a good idea. My parents. A true shame that they couldn't be here. I have always sung praises of your expertise, Lady Yuan Chun. Oh, whoops. I didn't get to see a look at that guy because it ended quickly. Oh, Wang! I forgot about him. I forgot about Zhao. Yeah, Wang Zhao. Zhao of the Wang family. Responses from the participants are just as protracted, only obsequious instead of arrogant. As heads of some of those houses were under investigation for consorting with the forces foreign to Hong Yuan, their vacuum was filled by their children's generation, many of whom had the pleasure of meeting during the family hierarch war. Very well, then shall we welcome Jia Xichun, the next person to sit upon the seat of Hung Yuan's family hierarch. Greetings, Now, let us begin. For many years, all those who have gathered here have toiled day and night for the eternal prosperity and growth of H Corp. Jia Xichun's expression immediately sours as Yuan Chun unceremoniously cuts off her self-introduction. First on the agenda for this assembly are urgent discussions and passage of new major policy items that have been tabled for far too long. Distributive contribution rights, auctioning policy, quarterly amnesty policy. Hold on, Big Sister Yuan Chun. Passing the distributive contribution rights auctioning policy would allow the open auction for any remaining rooms the day before reconstruction days, and the quarterly amnesty wouldn't do anything but give unfair advantage to certain families and high net worth individuals by guaranteeing them large real estate assignments regardless of their performance in the previous quarter. Jia Xichun stutters a little, flustered before continuing. My point is, these policies are going to rattle H Corp's economy the moment they go into effect. Besides, these policies were pretty much drawn to favor lining the pockets of a select few families and high-ranking officials of H Corp. If I may, venerable hierarch, lining the pockets. That is quite an odd turn of phrase to refer to the bare minimum of respect the society might repay to the highest contributing members, don't you think? Oh, before we continue, Xichun, I'm not entirely certain if you are aware, but ever since the ascension of the new family hierarch, the perceived value of Hung Yuan has been racing to the, for lack of a better word, rock bottom. Clearly, this demonstrates Hung Yuan's concern and its lack of faith in the newly appointed family hierarch. Therefore, it naturally follows that our most urgent task at hand is to put a stop to this value and reputation freefall and restore prosperity and greatness to Hung Yuan once again. Yeah, okay, and that's that's the family hierarch's job, right? Why are you... If you had perused H Corp's articles of association, you would have known that should H Corp be deemed to be in a state of crisis, the four great houses and the board of directors' voice may also carry de facto power in the assembly. And the board of directors, that's us, has determined that we are now in a state of crisis. State of crisis? What crisis? Everything that led to my ascension to the family hierarch was legitimate, down to the final approval. These unseemly rumors and slander are taking our value, which we have built up assiduously through years upon years of toil. So what is this, if not a state of crisis? And who wouldn't doubt the new family hierarch's qualities when this decline was coincided precisely with her ascension? Jia Yuanchun was somehow turning the room against Xichun without presenting a single shred of evidence, portraying her as some burdensome hierarch who is single-handedly tanking H-Corp's value. No one in the assembly, not a single representative from any families present, stepped up to point out how Jia Xichun's swift actions were what finally repelled the outside forces that had marched right up to Hang Yuan's front yard. Or how she deftly maneuvered her forces to quell the embers of war by quickly taking control of the chaos within Daguan Yuan. She hadn't shown any glaring signs of incompetence since her ascension, despite her relative inexperience, but... Everyone in Hang Yuan's board of directors, the heads of each family, averted their eyes as though all of that had somehow inconceivably slipped their minds. So, you take yourself to be a qualified individual for that responsibility, Xichun. Very well. Then proceed. We're all waiting for you to begin your briefing before the assembly regarding the last 30 years' quarterly net revenue records for Hang Yuan singularity-related businesses, your calculations on next year's fiscal debt forecasts, and the exact recipe and variation numbers for the bonuses that have been registered in the last 5 years. That's... The Venerable Hierarch has not received that data prior to the meeting. You must all be aware of the chaos that followed the ascension. We are still indexing all available materials to... Isn't that funny? Not once in the history of Hang Yuan has the family hierarch ever failed to provide immediate and detailed answers regarding Hang Yuan's historical statistics. Jia Yuanchun must have known all along, too. She must have known how the previous family hierarchs were all directly supplied with an immense repository of information through the Jiahuang worm or something of the equivalent. And she's using it to target Xichun's weakness, knowingly asking questions she, the first family hierarch without an anamna worm, couldn't possibly answer. Oh, sorry, I need more caffeine. Oh, did I get a follow? Did it play the animation? I just noticed on the top right up there it says I got a follow. Oh, thank you, Happy Buck Taylor, for the follow. Sorry it didn't play the notification. It's supposed to, but my OBS hates me apparently. The responsibilities tied to the venerable seat of hierarch, Jiamu, are matched only by the great power bestowed upon it. Thus, how are we to leave the matters of the wing to someone who is, so evidently, unprepared for the task? Given the present circumstances, our hands may be forced to call to vote the motion of no confidence. The motion of no confidence? A motion of no confidence, when passed by the high-ranking political officials, can result in the removal of the chief executive from office. OBS told me to go F myself, I guess, Lamau. I'm sorry. I don't know why my sound alerts are so on the fritz today. So, they're going after Xichun's power. So this is the picture Jia Yuanchun wanted to paint. Impotent family hierarch stammering and stumbling through her first meeting to the total and near unanimous lack of support from the H-Corp board of directors. Whatever jargon they're on about, seems to me they've got not an ounce of respect for the lass or us. Never trust twats overly obsessed with numbers and optimizations. They'll be the first ones to kick you out the moment they'll no longer see you as useful. You're not the only one who's pissed off, so can you please stop shaking your leg for a second? Don't need to make our frustration any more obvious, you know. My arse would have left the chair long ago if it weren't for this lass. In H-Corp, should the board of directors unanimously vote in favor of the motion, certain parts of the family hierarch's powers will be removed. It is entirely possible that she will become a hierarch in name only. Oh, so they're threatening to fire her unless she falls in line. This is some needlessly convoluted way to... The assembly will now consider the motion of no confidence. Are there any objections to bringing the motion of no confidence against family hierarch Jia Xichun to the floor? Hold on! The vote of no confidence is an item you can evoke so lightly. The Shi family has no objections. Let's say the Wang family has no objections either. Shui family too. The arrests of the previous family head seems to have changed previously nothing. The arrest of the previous family head seems to have changed precisely nothing. Those in power wore more youthful faces, but their tongues still carry the same old resistance to change. The new family heads were just as uncooperative as ever, and everyone seemed to be solely interested in staying in Jia Yuanchun's good graces. New faces, same old. And needless to say, Heathcliff wasn't the only sinner fuming with rage. "'Tis far too vexing to simply watch and do not. Right? I knew you wouldn't let this slide, Don Quixote. They're walking all over Xichun like she's not even here."
Why is he singling? You know what? It's because they're lesbians. That's why. This is the reason why Sinclair is singling out Don Quixote. He knows. Chat, he knows.
"Forsooth, we cannot let such injustice transpire unabated." "Hey, seems we're both on the same page." "That's it. I'm not gonna hesitate to make myself heard again. This time, I want to be courageous. With your help, Don Quixote. Come on, let's do this together, okay?"
Very well. I am in agreement.
"Yeah. Then let's go on three, at the same time. If there are no objections, 1, 2... The assembly will put this resolution to vote in a month, and 3!
Here! Objection! Bloody hell! Oi! Have you gone mental?
Sinclair stood tall at the center of the entire room's undivided astonishment, alone.
Don Quixote, still firmly in her seat, gazed upon Sinclair's proud stand and rubbed her nose. Young Sinclair, thou hast evolved indeed. What an unmitigated pursuer of justice thou hast become, with such unrelenting fervor and utter disregard for decorum. Certainly, mine efforts have, finally, borne fruit. Don Quixote, I'm watching your stream. Why are you trying not to laugh, girl? That's disrespectful as shit. What the hell? Did Don Quixote or Heathcliff suddenly rub off on you or something? No! Wait, no! What happened there, Don Quixote? We were going to... What happened to objecting together? Oh? I had taken thy suggestion to mean that we must voice our dissatisfaction through the official channels, borrowing the titles of the illustrious Red Gaze in the Department of LCC. Disputes in succession of power on such a high level of government are hardly ever resolved with rash grandstanding. Wouldst thou not agree? Why is she talking about like she knows what she's talking about? Or why is she talking like she knows what she's talking about? Girl, you are 5 years old. Why are you normal all of a sudden? Oh my god, that's that's such a good screenshot. Oh my god. Lad, what just happened? What happened to the clammy meek boy? Well, I guess I just assumed that this is how Limbus Company rolls now. There seems to have been an unexpected outburst from Xichun's guests. Withdraw your objection, and we will consider this a momentary loss of control and not enter it as an official statement. The shoe slipped off, and she gained an extra brain cell for a fifth of a nanosecond. It was... Sinclair's eyes were shaking like someone with his life on the line. If not, I take it that you have full confidence in her abilities. So please, I encourage you to elaborate. When and how will Xichun demonstrate her aptitude for the responsibilities of the family hierarch? His voice continues to shrivel into a corner. He can't. And how could anyone? How could anyone when we all had a very clear view of her path to ascension? During the family hierarch evaluation, Jia Baoyu donated the coins he received from Jia Qiyu to you. Essentially, you pity-partied your way to victory. Pity-partied? And for your ascension, Jia Qiyu and those outsiders from an upstart company had to, almost literally, carry you to the seat. Has there ever been a single victory attained by your own hands in that entire process? But have we not all been witnesses to the qualities she exhibited during the family hierarch evaluation and her own ascension? You must have no shame shaking your forked tongue in the audience of both heaven and earth, like an unwitting buffoon. That's when quiet. Oh my god! That's when quiet. Even footsteps broke through Jia Yuanchun's merciless dismantling of Jia Xichun. Is it who I think it is? Oh, Zhigang! Oh, okay. Yet I see the point.
The hierarch, with her grace, needs only demonstrate her already established qualifications before all. This is no place for an outsider to speak. But, proceed. Just how will she prove herself before us? What an odd statement coming from a fellow outsider who's been chattering for minutes on end. Forgive me, I can only presume from your verbosity that the right to speak in this forum was open to all outsiders. You have said it yourself, no? That the vote on the no-confidence resolution will proceed in a month. That seems to give the venerable hierarch a month to regain the trust of each family. What? It is rather clear to me that there are many who find their own defeat in the family hierarch war difficult to accept. Such a doubt is easily resolved. A match between clans should lay out the results quite obviously. Very well. A fair challenge between clans, which would preclude the participation of the family hierarchs Heishopax and the Jialan guards. So you would remove her Pao and Zhu before the game even begins. Why not make this test a series of sparring matches in both academia and martial arts, if such is the case? You would remove her cannon and chariot. Oh, excuse me. Hiccups suck. What audacity! Do you truly have that much faith in Jia Xichun's abilities? You must know the consequences of failing these matches, no? It would be a unanimous, one-sided end to the vote of no confidence. And naturally, any and all rights appertaining to the family hierarch shall be transferred to the board of directors. That is fine by us. You are free to choose any companion whom you see fit. Unfortunately, your underlings don't seem to share your inflated confidence. But in the midst of the confused, flabbergasted silence from the other sinners, a clear, carefree, yet defiant voice rings out. Hong Lu's retort. That's not true at all, big sister Yuan Chun. We actually have just as much confidence in Xichun as she does. His wide eyes stare directly and unblinking into Yuan Chun's. It occurred to me that this might be his way of expressing anger. Impudent child! How dare he stare me down like that? Then you are welcome to try. 1 month. You have but 1 month to prove before all an audience that she is, indeed, fit to be the family hierarch. Should you fail, the vote may as well be a mere formality. In other words, should she successfully prove herself, none of you shall again rightly challenge the independent rights and powers bestowed upon the family hierarch. The consequences of such recalcitrance would be no different from those that the traitors are facing. Wouldn't you agree? Well then, we will excuse ourselves now. Wait, I'm... Zhigong turns around towards us with that same mysterious smile and slowly directs us outside the assembly hall. We may call them sparring matches, but you must know that each and every one of them is a test to prove your claim to the seat of the family hierarch. A month is a time far too brief for drastic improvement, regardless of for whom it may be. Learning from a proper master for 10 months straight might teach you a few things, but who knows how long the search for one such master might take, not to mention the official channels through which you must bring them past Daguan Yuan's walls, which may take up to 2 months. Why not relent now and relinquish but a part of your powers as the family hierarch to the board of directors? It seems that this fellow outsider's mental faculties are impressively lacking. My lord has spoken in the past that, when in the presence of 3 people, at least one of them is bound to be a teacher of mine. And here they are, aren't they? Jia Xichun's masters, each carrying something new to teach her. All 13 of them. Yeah, the sinners! Zhigong gestured confidently toward the flabbergasted sinners, and the assembly came to an end. Yeah! Oh, Zhigong, my goat. She's so awesome. I love her. Nice. 12 teachers. 12, but there's 13 of us. What do you mean? We were planning to train Jia Xichun anyway, but it seems that we are now under an unexpected deadline. Hey, when you said the LCB was going to help me out, did you guys mean that you were going to publicly humiliate the crap out of me at the assembly? Of course not, Xichun. Big Sister Yuan Chun's an old snake. You've just given her 30 days to set the perfect stage for my downfall, to prove to the world once and for all that I'm not qualified at all to be the family hierarch. But Xichun, weren't you always so good at humbling anyone who dared to underestimate you? Not so much anymore. Back then, like an idiot, I thought I just had to hold on with everything I had. I thought that's all I ever had to do. But now, things are different. It's true that I'm vastly underqualified to be the family hierarch, and she's right. I pretty much lucked into this position. Xichun, don't tell me that woman's bullshit actually got to you. Well, she wasn't completely wrong, right? I'm just some kid who happened to be just good enough to survive some traps and ambushes. I'm afraid that the responsibility of a family hierarch might be too much.
Her self-confidence had significantly decreased compared to the observation from our previous interaction.
The heck, Xichun? I don't remember you being this kind of character. What happened to the girl who looked down on us the moment we met? You even had the audacity to pretend to not know who we were, didn't you? Where'd all that confidence go, girl?
That actually got under her skin back then, huh?
So, Xichun, what do you want to do? Are you sure you're okay with this? Are you okay with letting this happen? If I let it happen, Big Sister Yuan Chun's going to continue expanding her influence here. I'm sure she and the board of directors have been cozying up to each other for a long time. Is the implication that her testaments on her influence were true? Yep, it's true. Before she left for Q Corp, Big Sister Yuan Chun used to always accompany Jia Mu to these assemblies. We just let them hold the vote of no confidence. If we just let them hold the vote of no confidence, they're going to unanimously vote against me and slowly reduce the family hierarch's scope of power. And who knows? They might even call for a reevaluation, however unlikely that sounds. Besides, Big Sister Yuan Chun, I think her definition of Hung Yuan's prosperity might be different from mine. What she's looking for isn't H Corp's prosperity, it's Daguan Yuan's. And I know that this all has something to do with its ties to Q Corp, which, I bet, has already been going on for a while just under my radar. I'm sure they've already had plenty of talks behind my back. Which is not the kind of vision you have for Hung Yuan's future, right? And that's why you spoke up against her? My vision for Hung Yuan is, I want to change H Corp to be the kind of place where people can live without fear. I just never imagined I'd have to prove myself like this, and in only 30 days. Even then, your vision hasn't changed, right? It hasn't. Great. So it's decided then. We just need Fao to deliver the bad news to Sod. So to summarize, the responsibility of training Xichun to win these matches, these amorphous tests, upon which hinges the family hierarch's fate, and almost every facet of which is entirely under Jia Yuan Chun's control, by the way, and is probably a trap, within the next 30 days, is ours. And we have to explain that to Sod. Wow, that sounds like a lot of work when you put it like that. Post-mortem reports have become quite rote.
Sometime later.
Prithee, thou must impress upon the illustrious red gaze that 'twasn't mine idea this time.
Sinclair stared blankly at Don Quixote as she made her desperate plea towards Sod. Oh, poor Sinclair.
Yes, and I understand that as well. For the 8th time.
As always, Sod was wearing the same refreshingly incomprehensible smile. The kind of smile that makes people increasingly anxious the longer it lasts.
Well, that gives us about 30 days, during which those sparring matches, tests, whatever, will be happening as well. Great. Then, let's give it our best.
Sinclair mutters in a near whisper, clearly feeling responsible for what happened.
Yes, I understand. I never should have stepped out of line like that, but something just... Yeah, so let's give it our best.
I totally agree! We messed everything up again and... What?
Limbus Company was always going to remain here and assist Miss Xichun acclimatize herself to the responsibilities of the family hierarch. It was always a part of our plan. Well, I sure am glad that I took Faust's advice about how meticulous planning is completely pointless when it comes to LCB's missions. I never would have had to submit 9 separate disciplinary incident reports back during the J-Corp incident had I known. I believe I should be able to explain this further. Prior to his departure, my lord was concerned that such a thing would come to pass. That is why he has left Jilu and I here to look after the new family hierarch's position, which must still be on rather thin ice. Oh, so that's what they were privately talking about when he pulled them aside. Doing nothing and allowing her wicked machinations to progress would have irrevocably made the entire board of directors naught but putty in Yuan Chun's hands. And that would have led that snake to de facto assume a seat of family hierarch. Against such an insidious foe who wields intrigue as her weapon, the most viable strategy is the most direct one, to challenge her head-on. Besides, has this not given you the excuse you needed to prolong your company's stay in Daguan Yuan? This is also a prime opportunity for Jia Xichun to further solidify her influence here, depending on the outcome of the vote of no confidence. They have played right into our hands by accepting this deal. So, I don't want to rain on everyone's parade, but are we not even going to consider what might happen if we fail? No, we are not, because you will not fail, not with us aiding your efforts. Also, are you serious back there when you said that we were all going to teach Jia Xichun? All 12 of us? I won't object to selecting only a few of us with better aptitude to be educators. By the way, we already have an established internal hierarchy based on the sum of each of our abilities. Of course, the results weren't entirely to my satisfaction, due to an unexpected incident. Miss Otis, that is a statement mired and narrowed vision rife with factual Sorry. Miss Otis, that is a statement mired in narrowed vision rife with factual refractions. I am of the stance that the qualities of a good teacher are defined not by such statistics.
Says the weakest guy on the evaluation. All right, buddy. Oh my god, she clocked his shit so early. Oh my god, she got that instantly.
So, you must be the one who placed last in that scale.
Just don't say anything, bud. Best not to stand out like a sore thumb. Oh my god, poor Yi-sung, dude.
I may have overreacted, then. My lord has said that from the virtuous,
Sorry, I'm still laughing. That's so funny.
My lord has said that from the virtuous we may learn to replicate their merits. From the flawed we may learn to avoid their failings. And as long as the student is willing to learn, anything can be a teacher. I also, to embrace this teaching, seek from all those who we come across. Just what in the heavens are you doing?
Aha! I am preparing a lesson plan for young Xichun, our family hierarch.
Wow, you sure got on that fast. So what are these yellow wormy things here?
Aha! 'Tis a star! Twinkle, twinkling in its radiance! According to the schedule you've prepared, the student would have a negative 3 hours available for sleep. This lesson plan's execution will require cooperation from T-Corp. Yeah! 'Twould be a mistake most fatal indeed! I shall correct it post-haste! Zhigong was staring at Don Quixote's expression of her wild artistic merit upon the curriculum with her usual crescent moon eyes. Wait, is that supposed to be Zhigong's grimace?
Of course, to each their own, I suppose. I need not be shaken by every little thing until we have their actual lesson plans in mind.
Hey, thanks for putting your faith in us, Zhigong. We barely have any of that to go around ourselves, so I understand it couldn't have been easy.
You could say that I have learned my lesson. The recent events have taught me that the path of learning is truly one without end.
Oh my god, I love my stupid sinners. I love Don Quixote. She's so funny. Alright, Another student. Oh yeah, this is where they put in Sinclair because he is, quote, a growing boy.
I see that you have all individually worked on your lesson plans as per Xichun's.
Oh, this is Jilu. Oh, oopsies.
I see that you have all individually worked on your lesson plans as per Xichun's request.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god, dude. Oh, I just had a horrible joke just pop into the front of my head. Oh my god, dude, she's beautiful, but god, the joke is fucking call me a mathematician because I would love to multiply with that rabbit. Dude. Okay, but what were the bandages for though? Wait. She doesn't have any scars, she doesn't have anything? She just decided that she didn't need her right ear, her right eye. This is probably her with the bolus suppression, if I had to guess, because she doesn't have like, I don't think she has the cottontail. Maybe she might have the tail. I don't know. Well, it don't matter.
I've received a total of 12 lesson plans.
Hold on. Shouldn't there be 13 of them? Even the executive manager has decided to spare their precious time to teach a class. Huh. Yeah, I handed in my lesson plan too.
That is because...
So who didn't do their homework? After a brief second, everyone turned around and looked at one of the sinners. No, not Heathcliff! It ain't me. Oh, please. At least try to make a compelling argument. Who else other than you could it possibly...
It's me. You, Sink? You've been acting out of character a lot recently. What's going on?
Well, that's, Sinclair was drenched in sweat for some reason. Actually, Gmod next sound as they look at Heath. True. In Sinclair's seat was a large stack of papers, each filled to the brim with writing. Sinclair, are these papers...
Whew! I'm done. Sorry, I got too into making a lesson plan and just couldn't stop myself from writing.
Sinclair couldn't have appeared more proud as he placed that big bundle of sweat-soaked papers in Jilu's hands. And she receives it with mild trepidation.
You seem to have dedicated quite the monumentous effort in drawing up this lesson plan.
What's up with her?
Let's start reviewing from the first of the stack. 108 analytical approaches to an aesthetes AAA. What does AAA mean? And how do you plan to explore all 108 approaches in a month?
Appreciation of artistry and assassinations. Of course it's Ryoshu.
F. You. Went too far.
Right! Sorry!
Flip a page and continue reading for those 108 approaches. What paint did you use? It's quite vicious, and the paper is partially melted.
Lady, watch yourself.
You almost got some on my arm. A painting.
Oh my god, look at her eye. Oh.
Jilu? Entrails coating the world. Now you know how aesthetes appreciate the artistry of slaughter.
Just what the hell did you paint in that paper? Hey, get it together! Jilu stumbled briefly. Whatever was on the paper must have given her quite the shock.
My mind wandered for a moment. This is too dangerous to be used for a lesson. Thus it goes to the discard pile. Weak sauce.
Jilu crumpled up the paper without hesitation and tossed it out of sight.
Next. Excuse me. Intro to Societal Reintegration. Impressive title. Chapter 1. How to shake hands with your left hand when the situation calls for it. Chapter 2. Exploration of exclusively long-sleeve fashion and practices. Chapter 3. Projecting confidence on why having a bug arm is totally cool.
That's,
You know how it is. Be proud of who you are, all that philosophy stuff. I wanted this lesson to give a bit of a paradigm shift where we can all come to see our flaws not as failings, but as evidence of our individuality, which will usher in a world where we can carry on with our lives, no matter what kind of arm we have. Discard. Next. Damn. Jilu quickly flipped through the pages. Intro to denigrative linguistics. Subheading, the power of words. Sticks and stones may break their bones, so let's add words to the pile. My credentials include the ability to dress down an opponent so hard that they fall to their knees and beg me to stop. I have plans for application as well. The lesson teaches methods pertaining to disguising compliments and criticisms and vice versa. All of this seems rather difficult to learn. I have concluded from my hitherto observations that Xichun is an individual of great promise in the field. Follow my instructions to a T, and I guarantee you this cadet shall be able to have the upper hand in any verbal confrontations. Is this a curriculum to make the best brawler or the family best hierarch out of me? Jilu seemed quite interested, but Xichun's vehement veto eventually overruled the suggestion. On Justice, another impressive title. Subheading, methodologies of captivating an entire room of preoccupied audience. Discard. Fie on thee! Wherefore? Oh my god. Wait, I gotta read that again. Subheading, methodologies of captivating an entire room of preoccupied audience. Basically, how to get people's attention when they're already talking. Oh my god. Next. Praxis of ego splitting concerning inter-mirror conflict between the self and the reflection of paradoxically fractured theory of idealism in which one attempts to open an unopened door to open the door. What the fuck? That's gotta be Yi-san. Utterly incomprehensible. Discard. Perhaps Miss Ryoshu's advice to trinicate the lesson title should have been taken in earnest. Survival and exploration. 21 reasons to pay attention when the exploration team leader is giving advice on the upcoming adventure. Case study for 30 horrible mistakes that occurred because the team was distracted during the leader's lecture. How to track down a troublemaker who tries to sweep trouble under the rug while the team leader isn't looking. Someone ignored my advice that we should have been moving 2 steps ahead. Finally, I've narrowed them down to 3 culprits. Wait, I forgot to take that part out. And into the shredder it went. And into the shredder it went. When did that paper shredder get here? Oh my god, dude. I love this. I love this so much. It's so funny. The art of using yawning as a cover for popping a cookie or 2 into your mouth. Especially useful when getting lectured. Oh my god. Rodyan, never change, queen. Hey, if you get good enough at it, you can do that with nuts, too. So it was you who made those crunchy noises on our last meeting. What? Nah, do you take me for an amateur? The art of social maneuvers. How to let it flow through you. How to note things. How to not make things awkward when you walk right in on someone bad-mouthing you. The most important part of this art is to flash a refreshing smile in a way that looks earnest. It helps when you convince yourself that smiling is what brings good fortune. Also, look at the drawing! Look at Don Quixote's drawing! Oh, I love it! Oh, she's so funny. Smiles have a way of disarming people, giving them pause and making them hesitate. I remember that. Big Bro used that technique to confuse a lot of Dagwan Yuan people who hated him. I see. I can't quite bring myself to throw this into the shredder. Next, how to remain in complete stillness for a week until the next command is received. This lesson plan was designed based on Rodyan's advice that I must prioritize strengths that are unique to myself. Oh my god, Rousseau! Look, in my defense, I didn't know he considered that to be his unique strength, okay? Let us consider whether standing in complete stillness for a week is a quality one might seek in the family hierarchy. This one is certainly interesting. What separates bravado from bravery? Jack shite. Sawed off and grab your weapons. Yep. Always gotta read the full print.
Ha! It's my philosophy that the reason that reason don't necessarily need to be considered before coming to blows.
Martial prowess is indeed an indispensable part of the family hierarch's qualities, but our focus is not on developing a hierarch of a syndicate. Next, information disparity of a driver of inequitable treatment. Oh? Huh. That's actually the most interesting sounding one so far. And the application of engineering frameworks. Okay, that's kinda losing me, but I'm still on board. For systematic resolution and rational self-interest driven societies, and
Gesellschaft. Of course, it's Gesellschaft. Gesellschaft, whatever it's called.
Is it still going? That was 1/5 of the full title. It seems that the same trouble has hindered both you and I. Every word in that title was added for its absolute necessity. Indeed, indeed.
I love them. Oh, look at my stupid... Wait, all of them have their eyes closed. Look at my stupid sinners. I love them. After she had gone through the majority of our lesson plans.
Finally. Now that that's over.
Yes, it's finally my turn. Sinclair sighed with the gravitas of someone who's just been bestowed with the most important mission in his life. Thinking back, even in school, I used to daydream about becoming a teacher myself. I thought I could be good at it. So, I guess you could say that I'm pretty happy to be given an opportunity like this. I call my lesson the theory on self-overcoming. We have to accept that everyone stumbles at first, but by always striving to be a better person than I was yesterday. Hey, but what if I like who I was yesterday more? That's okay. Everyone has their own unique potential sleeping deep inside. So with everything I've learned and experienced so far, let me teach you. Let me teach you how to not doubt your own capabilities. How to always shoot higher. Hold on. You had me a second there. But what's up with acting like you're an infinitely more enlightened person than I am? Of course, I've prepared a speaking class where you can learn how to speak with modesty, too.
I never would have imagined Sinclair would be this into it.
Yeah, too bad he's so into it that he's not even listening to what Xichun's saying.
Following that, your company is... it seems that Jilu has completed her review.
Oh, I see now. How's it? Oh, I see. Now, how's everything going, everyone? Class prep going well?
Mein curriculum most especial!
Okay, so that's a no.
That was Sod's impression upon taking a quick glance of Don Quixote, who's sobbing and cradling the shredded pieces of her lesson plan in her hands. No!
Well, it wasn't a complete bust. At least, Sinclair's lesson plan survived.
Miss Zhigong, Miss Sod, I've prepared a full 30 days worth of lesson plans. Would you like to take a look? But Zhigong and Sod were looking at the dozens of lesson plans Sinclair presented so proudly before their eyes. Oh, but Zhigong and Sod weren't looking at the dozens of lesson plans Sinclair presented so proudly before their eyes. They were looking away. Zhigong, especially, was looking away with an unmistakable expression of pity.
So he doesn't know. Would you mind explaining this, Shilu? I could not bring myself to tell him. Apologies. So, this young man produced this entire sizable stack of lesson plans all on his own. I see. Weakness has found its way into your heart in the face of such earnest effort. I understand. However, it has been decided that Sinclair will not be participating as one of Jia Xichun's teachers. Or should I call you pupil Sinclair, to be exact?
This has gotta be a mistake, right? Isn't Xichun the only pupil here?
No, there haven't been any mistakes. My lord has specifically instructed that you are to learn from this as well.
What do you mean? Jia Chuyu took one look at Sinclair and was like, that one will not survive the winter. Teach him as well. What? What? Seriously? Oh my god. This isn't right. Guys, this isn't right.
Oh, Ah, now this looks like a proper classroom. It would have felt pretty dang empty with just Xichun sitting there all on her own, don't you think? Besides, I bet Sink's the resident expert on going to schools, right? School was a luxury for me, you know. Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't mean I ever wanted to go back to school.
You should learn to be grateful. I don't dole out my teachings to just anyone. Don't forget, we have to redo the whole lesson plan under their supervision. Otis, you always get on your soapbox and try to lecture everyone about something after every single battle anyway. And you, Ishmael, you always get hyperfixated on something. Once you find something interesting, you never stop talking about it for 3 hours at least, and...
I will ensure that you receive the best education I can provide, Sinclair.
Hold on, you saying? I thought we were the underdog duo. Remember doing the checkup when I said, we got this, we were going to get this together?
The evaluation painted a twisted picture of the true scale of strength, the sole measure of which erroneously relied entirely on physical might. I shall not hesitate to impart knowledge for those who require education. Congratulations, my lady. You have found yourself a deskmate.
Oh my god!
You have found yourself a deskmate, which some also call a bestie, depending on deskmate.
This 40-year-old man is over here out slinging bestie. Kang Chi-yu went train that white boy right now. Bro, old-ass man slinging bestie. Oh my god. Huh? Oh my god, she's so... Oh, look at her! She's so precious.
Deskmate? Bestie? What the heck does any of that mean?
Huh? Jia Xichun's eyes widened with confusion, as though she just heard those words for the first time in her life.
She. When I first met her, when she was 16, she explained to me that she hadn't attended any school-like institutions. This is par for the course for children of Han Yuan who are raised for the purpose of becoming the next family hierarch. The reason being that schools can be a perfect place to assassinate someone.
So, deskmates and besties? Sinclair began to explain, seemingly resigned to the fact that he was essentially going back to school for a month with the other sinners as his teachers. Usually sit next to each other and help one another out. A bestie might nudge the other awake when they doze off, share their homework with one another if one forgot to do theirs. They usually end up being included in the best memories of each other's school time.
So, not very important at all. I think I got this on my own. I don't need a bestie.
Oh! Oh! Oh my god, how cruel! Oh, poor Sinclair.
It may have come a few years late, but I am moved that my lady finally has a chance at experiencing school.
Same here. I remember it like yesterday. Xichun would sit and watch other kids walk to school from a distance, tears welling in her eyes. Dude! Oh, that reminds me. One day out of nowhere, she started saying something about eating from lunchboxes with friends. I haven't a clue as to how or where she even heard about it, but she snuck into the kitchen and... Wait! Don't you guys have lesson plans to write? Come on, hurry up! 30 days are ticking down. We've only got 30 days!
Oh my god, typical big brother embarrassing her.
Of course. Unfortunately, I've become quite occupied with another task of great importance, assisting Wei with indexing and reviewing various documents that are in critical need of organizing. Thus, I must leave the lesson planning task to you two, Ji-Lu and Miss Sod. Have you any thoughts on this matter?
Slacker.
Oh my god, I love Ji-Lu. Oh my... She's so funny.
What was that? I said nothing.
Oh, they definitely fuck. They're definitely lesbians. 100%. They're the Scissor Sisters. 100%. Oh my god, this is so funny. Oh man. I feel bad about this because I have to do, oh man, I don't have enough for the fucking, I don't have enough time. I only have an hour left. Oh, it doesn't take any enkephalin. That's good. That's good to know. Ji-Lu and Sod appeared to have aged several years overnight, their faces sunken and sallow. Oh my god. Oh no.
Finally. After referencing the idiosyncrasies and various statistical data available to us regarding each center, we managed to come up with an appropriate curriculum. Mishilu? Apologies. Sleep deprivation has relieved me of clear mind. The path of an educator is truly a grueling one. Marching to battle would be much easier. Still, thanks to Mr. Jiachiyu's methodology you shared, we did manage to find a way to make this quite efficient. Efficient, huh? To be a true family hierarch, there are dozens, hundreds of virtues one must understand and master. However, to do so in 30 days, as promised, is an implausible effort. Thus, we have categorized the countless virtues into 3 supercategories, and they are called... What are these supposed to be? Ji, Young, and Ren. Ji, wisdom. The wise lose neither people nor words. To hold one's silence in need of speech shall cost them people. To speak in need of silence shall cost them words. A reasonable sequence of logic. Young, courage. The ability to overcome fear, to act decisively. Have too much of it and risk becoming a brute. Have too little and risk becoming a craven. It needs harmony and balance.
So, how far are we allowed to go with corporal punishment again?
I recall no instance of any discussion regarding corporal punishment.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
And Ren, humanity. Is the benevolence of the heart, the compass of behavior that dictates respect toward every human. Clearly, most of the faculties of this school are severely lacking in all 3 of your criteria. Just how do you think they'll be able to teach the students anything? Yeah, like a certain someone who needs a lesson in Ren. Are you sure I'm in good hands? Just what the heck am I supposed to learn here? Where's Wei? Mr. Wei and Miss Yigong are currently quite preoccupied with handling the monumental task of paperwork. Right. Mr. Wei wanted me to deliver this message to you.
A voice twinkles in the void. A small angel with Wei's face shimmers down from the heavens, goes over, kisses Xichun's forehead, and says,
"Be strong, my lady."
And then he goes away. Wei! Oh my god. I love them so much. Despite her frustrations, the 30 days of classes commenced. Oh my god. Alright, and this is where we get the new minigame. I believe this is the first time of alternate gameplay, right? Whoa. Tip Top. Oh, her morale. What's this? Oh, look at them. Oh, they're adorable. Oh, they have skills. Oh, okay. What the hell? Oh, this is awesome. Because this is just the, this is the NPC. Okay. Oh, this is a mandatory class. Oh, it's not telling me anything. Combo? Oh, I see. Combo combinations. Okay. Let me see. It didn't give me any explanation. The goal in this game is to raise the main stats Ji, Yong, and Ren as high as possible over the course of 30 class days. May the bestie commence. True! Each class specializes in raising different stats, and some classes might even raise or lower the students' morale values. Oh, damn. Classes can either end in success or failure. A successful class will greatly increase the amount of stat gained, but a failed class will greatly reduce the amount of stat gained. Higher morale results in a higher chance to have a successful class. Oh. Class combos are class combinations that give certain bonus effects when those classes are taken in the same day. Once you discover a combo, you can preview its activation in the schedule menu. Oh. Yisong and then Faust. Oh, okay. View all discovered combos and undiscovered combos in the combo list page. Once you've selected all of your classes, select Begin Class to begin class. Classes progress automatically. During class, you can view the students' changing stat values in real time. Wait, hold on. Wait. I just saw that. Wait, oh my god. Look at Faust. She's all muddied with soot. Oh, that's awesome. Taking a class gives EXP. Once a class EXP has been maxed out, the class will be upgraded to the next level. Taking higher level classes will yield more stat increases. Please note that classes cannot be upgraded beyond Master. Okay. Raising Ji, Yong, or Ren stats beyond a specific level, or upgrading a class to a certain level will enhance the student's combat prowess. These enhancements are applied separately for Jia, Xichun, and Sinclair. Jia, Xichun's... Oh!
Selecting the magnifier icon here to view Xichun's detailed stats. On certain dates, combat encounters may occur in place of classes. Xichun will be participating in these encounters on her own. Skill slots are chained automatically. Press the gong-shaped button to begin the combat phase. She's so Chinese. She's so Chinese. Only by winning the combat encounter can she progress to the next day or the next class. Okay. Good to know then. You know what? This is all the same class. Yeah, or whatever, begin class. Yep, conform. Well, those are all mandatory.
My name is Yi-Sung. That is all.
Thank you, Yi-Sung.
The class I have prepared for the day.
Aha. I've heard plenty about your mirror tech, which makes me wonder, going by the level of advancement in that technology, couldn't you ever approach it from a different angle? You know how technological advancement usually goes. People invent for the sake of creation, only to have their inventions inevitably warped into weapons of destruction.
Indeed, you show much promise already. As you surmise now, the mirror has, in the past, almost been employed to shadow possibilities, instead of reflecting them.
I'm sure that's the angle most others wanted to see happen. Removal of potential risks sounds much more palatable than potential itself to some people after all.
Correct again. Yet destruction was a word that bore too much suffering from my heart. My sole egress from it was abandonment of the quantum fellows in my life's work, making myself a fugitive in the past.
How did you bring yourself to just abandon it all?
I conversed.
With who?
With myself that lies within me. As you are aware, the mirror's reflection extends beyond the veils of our own reality. It reflects the potentialities, the latent strength in the world. Yet even among them, the reflection of the greatest importance is that of the self. Let not the innumerable words of the mirror enchant your gaze. First, one must direct their studies inward and reflect upon oneself.
Okay. Oh, you can speed it up if need be. I had a very precious time learning to converse with my inner self. Oh, that's nice. Oh, look at them.
Now, if you are prepared, do explain what you see in the mirror. You needn't haste.
For some reason, Xichun appeared to hesitate before the mirror. Hey, it's been a while since I looked into the mirror for so long.
My lady, do you recall Sun Jin of the Shi family who contacted you for a meeting?
Yeah, the guy who said he was going to show me a precious flower that blooms only at night. I remember that you were vehemently against me going out there, so I stayed inside. I wonder what kind of flower it was.
Don't tell me you were actually looking forward to meeting him, my lady.
Oh, of course not.
You were wise to stay inside. It was revealed that you weren't the only person who was invited, my lady. That vile man had hired a group of assassins to ambush the meeting spot, and would have been waiting there to spring the trap had you gone. But apparently, he was outplayed that you had his limbs and head. But apparently, he was outplayed and had his limbs and head torn off as punishment. What a relief, isn't it?
I guess. I'm glad I didn't go away. You were right.
If only you still had the Wu branch under your control.
Stop it. We agreed to move on from that, remember? We don't have to talk about it. Oh, she looks so pretty. I was brushing my hair and looking in the mirror as we were talking, but I realized that I no longer recognized the girl in the mirror. I don't know why, but I found it so hard to meet her eyes. But I brushed it off because I had to. An experience like that was going to be a common occurrence anyway, and the family hierarchy war was always looming on the horizon.
Perhaps what you felt then may have been shame, but it is paramount to face oneself nonetheless. Nay, especially so if it was. And Sinclair, what do you see?
I see... Well, I just see myself smiling. I don't see what's so out of the ordinary. But it seemed like Sinclair couldn't really bring himself to face the mirror. Hey, after what we just discussed, I think I understand something now. Now that I've had some quiet time looking at my reflection, I think I uncovered a part of myself I've had hidden away for a long time. Aw, I learned how to be more true to myself by looking in the mirror. Oh, look at them. I learned how to be more true to myself. Yippee! Okay. Nice. Class metaphysical approach to ego in the reflected world leveled up to expert. Oh, nice. Yay! Oh. Xichun slash resistance. Oh my god. Wait, we can... Oh, yeah. Oh, that's mandatory? Okay. But this one I can choose when I want. Okay. So how do you get the morale up? Oh, I see. Don Quixote gives more morale. I see now. Bing bong, bing bong. Ahem. 'Tis true that a station of teaching is prone to imbue one with a sense of bashfulness. Sinclair and Xichun both sat with a bit of apprehension as well. Which is understandable, given what Sod told them sometime before the lesson started. Some time ago. Otis, who'd been glaring daggers at Don Quixote for a good while, finally decided to voice her doubts to Sod. So, what is Don Quixote, that woman, supposed to teach? Have you not considered that her usual flippancy might only cause more trouble than it's worth? You worry too much, Otis. While she may not look it, Don Quixote is extremely well versed in those adventure tales. And why would any of that matter? Have you yourself considered that fixers often appear when history is in the making? Oh. Let us see here. Don Quixote took a second to savor the moment, as though she had been preparing her whole life for it. Then continued. Amongst the great fixers, whose honored names were engraved in history, verily, let us commence this lesson with the tale of the fixer Yue Fei. This tale beginneth in the year... Sometime later. Are you... done? Just how can she continue to talk at such length? She's been going for ages. Thus cometh the time to test thy dedication to this class, and the knowledge that should naturally come with it. A pop quiz, if thou wilt. Oh my god! When'd she even find the time to prepare this? I can assure thee, 'tis a quiz of entirely reasonable difficulty, if thou hast paid attention in class. Worry thee not. Does this pop quiz have prizes? Aha! But of course! I came prepared for such inquiries. For each correct answer, I shall bestow upon thee from the very treasure chest of mine. These precious, precious fixer badges! Forsooth, I did not let a single day go by in which I did not polish each and every one of them on 3 separate occasions at the very least. I don't know. I don't really need them. Hold thine applause, for there is a bonus reward for the victor, who by the end of this match carries more badges. Thou shalt attain the role of a protagonist in this theatrical play of my making. Fixer Chronicles, Yue Fei, 'tis an opportunity of a lifetime! I'm still not really... it's not really doing anything for either of us. Yeah, it's still a pretty useless reward, but if you're turning this into a competition, I won't lose. Seriously? What? Scared you'll lose? Is history your weakness or something? I'll have you know that I was the teacher's pet in every single history class I took. Oh my god, Sinclair! And I'll have you know that I was, no matter the subject, showered with praise from every master I had. Okay, if that's how you want to play it, I'll have you know that I was a prodigy in other classes too. I did great in art classes, pretty good in math too. I was just being humble because I didn't want to steal your thunder, Xichun. Oh, then let me tell you that I was trained in the mastery of at least 10 different disciplines every single day. And on one of those days, you know what one of my masters told me? He said, "Looks like Miss Xichun's finally getting a feel for how friendships close in age are forged in school." That's good. No matter how excellent her masters were, there are some experiences you just can't learn from teachers. I TikToked in response. T-Year 505! What is the historical community's consensus on the most illustrious battle that fixer Yue Fei is said to have partaken in? Oh my god. Allow me to impart thee a major clue. If thou hadst paid attention as I discourse upon the 5 pillages, in which the fixer Yue Fei was mentioned, this should not be a difficult question to answer. The honorable fixer of the Cerulean Heaven, who attained triumph in the Battle of Rhino Tree in the year 465, hath said what was the worst ordeal she had to face in her career. I've got it! It's when she had to forge onward despite watching her dear comrades fall one by one as they held the line to buy her time. Damn it! I was too slow. Fie, young Xichun! Thou art incorrect! Honorable Fixer of the Cerulean Heaven is recorded to have testified that the worst ordeal in her career was when she was forced to stand before her enemies with her hair that was not luscious, as the supply line breakage caused her regular delivery of nutritional supplements to cease. What thou hast suggested, young Xichun, was her 17th most difficult ordeal. She's speaking like she was actually there. Thine impression is quite understandable, for I am trained in the ways of vividly regaling these tales, but most of these are tales I have learned from books. Much did I anticipate an opportunity to regale these tales to such audience enough to sturdy the ways of minstrels. There was a clear look of pride in her twinkling eyes. Oh, I love Don Quixote. Look at her go! Yeah. Time certainly flies when hearing the tales of exciting adventures. Oh, look at them! What was the secret technique Honorable Fixer Lysander employed in his resolution of the case of the Fey Forest? Speak its name in full. I've got it. It's, Summer Night Fantasia. Yet I cannot let pass such an unmotivated retelling of a super ultimate move. Hardly could one internalize the true noble spirit of Fixers by simply reciting it with such apathy. Thou must recreate the exact pose in the enunciation. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Oh. Come on. You can do this, Xichun. You can do this. This is nothing. Illusions of a midsummer night shall devour thee whole! Oh, look at her! Oh, look at her! Oh my god. This is beautiful. This is the best intervallo ever made. This is the best one. Summer Night Fantasia! Thine enunciation was quite shaky upon the word illusions, yet thou hast demonstrated sufficient courage. Thus, I bestow upon thee this badge. I grow tired of this nonsense. Just how much longer are you planning to drag this on? Thus muttered the hero, then I declared, I shall tear this evil storm asunder and find a place for this blade at the center of thy heart. Dante, lights, left side. Gotcha. Don Quixote, who was watching Sinclair and Xichun's two-person play, silently wiped her tears away. Bravo! Bravo! Certain minor details were missed, such as that UFA, the Fixer, was left-handed, and that he had a habit of playing with a lighter in his left pocket before every duel. Yet, 'twas a wonderful reenactment indeed. I have no other critique to impart upon thee. When faced with great adversity, in thine adventures, rekindle the memory of UFA the Fixer's final duel. Remember it well. Thus cometh to an end the lessons of today. It was just for a moment, but I think I'm starting to get it. I get why she's so obsessed with Fixers. Clutched tightly in Xichun's hands were the badges Don Quixote had gifted to her. Yay! Look at her! Oh, she's so... Oh, look at them! I was completely absorbed in the exhilarating tale of Fixers. I even forgot to breathe at one point. Oh, look at them! And then Yisong. I learned how to be more true to myself by looking into the mirror world. Look at them. Alright, Xichun gains 60 max HP. Nice! Alright. That's pretty good, actually. 240 max HP. Oh, we have, okay. Combo. So now we can start getting combos, yeah? So, this one will be... So this has negative morale. Yeah, the last one giving morale, I feel like is probably the best way to do it. Bing bong, bing bong, boom!
This is a component part taken from the structure that forms H-Corp. This may prove to be an opportunity to conduct an in-depth analysis on the nature of the former H-Corp singularity, which has been enduring for such a long time.
You look kinda upbeat today, Miss Faust.
Indeed, an opportunity to study the old H-Corp singularity is not one that comes often. As there was potential for integration into Mephistopheles, I made a request to disassemble a part of the bus's engine, but was denied. A shame.
Aren't you the one who built Mephistopheles, though, Miss Faust?
Mephistopheles is indeed Faust's work, but not all of it was mine. It is possible that Faust may never reveal every small detail that went into its creation. I would very much enjoy a chance to completely disassemble it, even its engines, so that it could be reassembled with my own hands.
Yeah, sure. She loves fixing things. Oh. Oh, she gets exploded. Managed to learn various detailed mechanical fundamentals about old H-Corp technology. Fixer Association Encyclopedia. For dummies! Taxidermy geniuses. Oh, I love that. Yeah, look at them. So that's how it works. I think I get it. Didn't think this is how I get to learn more about the old H-Corp. I don't think I can do much against the Reconstruction days right now, but this knowledge will certainly come in handy when the day comes for me to gradually dismantle that iniquitous thing. The day when Hong Yuan give me a place where people can live without fear. Without the fear of the encroaching Reconstruction days, without obsessively counting their rooms to see if they'll fall or not, until Hong Yuan can be a place where you can sleep with the promise of safe tomorrows. I'm sure you'll pull it off. Oh, and I learned a lot during this lesson too, Miss Faust. Bang! Oh my god. The voltage must have been set too high. Repeating experiment with a different combination of fuses and wires. There was supposed to be a lesson somewhere in there, right? Yay! More Yi-Song at a very precious time. Yay! Whoa! Look at her! Look at that! I love how it's a common writer, a common writer reference, I believe. Nice. Okay. Yippee! Ooh, now we got Gegger! My war tales. Be passionate and dream on, Fixer Tales. Okay, so I think... Is there a combo here? There might be a combo here for, There's a lot of combos, actually. Yeah, let's try it. We'll, He also lowers morale, so I'll have Faust go first, and then Don Quixote. I feel like Don Quixote having, like... I feel like Don Quixote being, expert would be best. Unlike some other classes, which were more on the upbeat side of things. The room's air felt grim and solemn as soon as everyone saw what Gregor had written on the chalkboard. On war. Losing a wing war leaves a much larger, long-lasting impact than some medium-sized enterprise closing up shop. It might be too soon to talk about this, but we came pretty darn close to one recently, didn't we? We were this close to a large-scale war breaking out here, which absolutely would have happened if Miss Xichun here failed to finish her ascension. Would have spread like wildfire, too. So, my class is going to be exactly what happens when a war... Oh! The piece of chalk slipped from Gregor's fingers as he went to scribble something on the board. His left hand was trembling, as though the room's temperature had plummeted only for him. Man, why's it gotta... excuse me, Miss Gilu. Is it okay if I smoke? Go ahead. You good? Well... When else am I gonna get a chance to share the realities of war right to a wing chief executive officer's face? The moments that just don't come off your skin. The moments that just don't come off your skin, no matter how hard you scrub at them. Hey, take a break if you need it. I'm gonna listen to every word you have to say here today, no matter how long it takes. Man, do I appreciate that sentiment. Well... Still, though, I can't dilly-dally when Miss Xichun's got other stuff to deal with, huh? So, let's take a look at how things were at the very beginning of the Wing War. Aww. Yay! Managed to understand the troubles most foot soldiers go through and learn to get a better idea of how the flow of battle. Nice. So this in class increases Yang. Yeah, we definitely need a lot more Yang. And that's why the Smoke War fronts were mostly characterized by trench warfare. No one wanted to risk fighting in concrete jungles where they could be surrounded by enemies at all times, so everyone tried to draw each other out to an open field battle, which naturally turned into trench warfare. Of course, every wing has a different singularity, so this isn't really applicable to all cases. It's just that the former G-Corp found flat plains easier to maneuver in. I feel like Dagwan Yuan could make a pretty good use of Hong Yuan as a defensive fortress, especially with its internal structure constantly shifting around, which the Heisho know and use very well. Exactly. This should explain why they were hesitating outside Dagwan Yuan. Remember the thumb fellows? The ones we met who were going in circles? Not to mention how the Heisho all utilize the topography of Hong Yuan differently. Even if an outsider were to get a read on how one of the branches maneuver around Hung Yuan, as long as the 12 Heisho branches are standing, Hung Yuan is unassailable. Well, despite going into all that, I'm sure we all know what the best answer in all warfare is. Not having a war in the first place. I'll be honest, I can't stop thinking about some of the stories you've been telling us. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to not only witness it, but go through all of that. We did visit your fathoms, Gregor, but that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg.
The city was devoured in smoke, its citizens in madness. He'd always shrug off the stories as ramblings of the past, but during the war, he stood at the center of the heartless machine that was the city. Its every gear calibrated to slaughterhouse precision to maximize the death of its people. There, he must have witnessed things far worse than the city presently has to offer. His eyes gazed beyond the veil of the bygone past, shaking restlessly in pursuit of what was no more. Oh boy. Sorry, fellas. I'm afraid I got carried away, lamenting what happened, and I forgot this was supposed to be a class. I'll be sure to prep something more useful next time.
No. Everything you told me really solidified my resolve. This chaos within Hung Yuan needs to come to an end soon, lest something so horrible could happen. I'm heading to my next class.
Wait for me!
Even after the two students had left, Gregor lingered in that room for a while, lighting up cigarette after cigarette without erasing what he wrote on the chalkboard. Smoke soon filled the room. He left only after almost emptying the entire pack. God damn. Yay! Managed to learn various detailed mechanical fundamentals. Nice. So Ji and Yang we need more of. Dan Quixote, but Dan Quixote is just kind of here for the whatchamacallit. Oh, Hong Lu! He gives Ji and Ren. Okay. We'll do Hong Lu, Gregor, and then I think we'll do Faust, just so that we can level things up. If need be, we'll do Dan Quixote later. Bong, bong. How are classes going, Xichun? Oh, Dayu is here! I'm not you, big bro. I pay attention in class. Oh, hello, Miss Dayu. She was really insistent on helping me out, even though I refused because she looked preoccupied. The moment I found out about the contents of his lesson plan, I simply could not allow him to do this alone.
Looks like it's going to be another serious class.
Excuse me. Apologies for the delayed greetings. Dayu of the Lin family formally extends her greetings to the venerable hierarch. Been a while since I heard that greeting around here. Wait, what about Big Sis Bao Chai? Are you sure it's okay for a Zhui family bodyguard to be here? I am no longer employed as Miss Bao Chai's bodyguard. Wait, don't tell me we got you Everything I did that day, including accompanying you, was under Miss Bao Chai's order. As for why she no longer needed my services, I don't understand myself. She suddenly let me go after the trouble was over. So what's there for you to teach me, big bro? Your last lesson plan about not making things awkward got vetoed by Jilu, so... You could have taught me a thing or two if we were still kids, but come on. You spent most of your time stuck in Yi Hong Yuan before leaving Hong Yuan. I don't know what you could possibly have to teach me. Don't worry, Xichun. This is the one thing I think I'm pretty good at. My lesson for Xichun and Sinclair is... In clear, neat handwriting, Hong Lu wrote, "Surviving Hong Yuan" on the chalkboard. Oh, well, I don't think I need any help in that department from you. Look, I know you've had your fair share of assassination attempts, Big Bro, but Jiamu, I mean, the previous hierarch and the elders sheltered you from the worst of it. She's not wrong. Back when we had to fight our way through a bunch of sweepers, weren't you also one of the handful who got assassinated? Oh, that... I was wandering the hallways because I felt like something was off about my room. Until Dante told us all to go back to our rooms, of course.
Wait, it was my fault?!
You do have some intuition, I'll give you that. Looks like I'm gonna have to prove myself. Dayu, would you mind preparing the thing? Suddenly, Ben Grimm breaks through the wall and goes, "It's clobbering time!" You have my utmost faith, but please do practice caution. Sometime later, Lin Dayu appeared with 4 bowls splishing with tea, before sprinkling some powder into one of them. What's that? That's powdered wolfsbane. I see where this is going. You're going to teach me how to tell which of these bowls contain poison, right? You can stop now. I learned to recognize infamous poisons like wolfbanes when I was 7. If it was something as tame as what you were suggesting, Venerable Hierarch, I would have not been here to accompany him. Lin Daiyu continued her process, sprinkling wolfsbane powder into 2 more bowls. Hong Lu, who was watching that with an oddly contented expression, closed his eyes. Please mix them up, Daiyu. Okay, wait, what? We stared in confusion, but we could hardly tell what was going on with the speed at which Lin Daiyu swapped around the bowls. When we looked back at Hong Lu, there were 3 silver spoons in his hand. Those silver spoons were custom made at Dagwan Yuan's request, a must-have item for children of the 4 great houses. They can detect non-sulfuric poison as well. Yeah, I know. They're actually... Ugh. Actually, what? It's nothing. In Hongyuan, where we beset of threats of assassination from all directions, knowledge alone isn't enough to save you. What the heck are you... But Hong Lu opens his eyes before Jia Xichun can finish her sentence. Then he throws the silver spoons in his hands like throwing pins toward 3 of the bowls, and immediately chugs the 4th bowl, which he hadn't thrown a spoon at. Holy crap, are you insane? You barely even checked them for... Jiren's Nuer tea is always delicious, even when cooled. The 3 silver spoons Hong Lu had cast earlier were slowly melting away after quickly becoming tarnished black. Is wolfbane's poison supposed to, melt through metal? People like to be thorough with their poisons in Dagwan Yuan. Since everyone's been trained for immunity since childhood, you have to make a mixture of various poisons to have a real effect. Fine. I don't even want to argue. What's your secret? I want to know too. Do they sound different or something? I just went with my hunch. Just a hunch? How are we supposed to learn that? We're not Heathcliff, you know. You'll get the hang of it after a few tries. I'll help you out. Shall we begin with 2 bowls? Nice. I saw right through every assassination method Hong Lu had prepared. Nice. Okay, so that's G. Or it gives a lot more G. I see. When you say you just avoided whatever felt wrong with a hunch, you were reflexively identifying the threat by reading the room and connecting it to your intuitive experiences. So, you were using Miss Daiyu's anxious breathing to clue you in. So this is how you managed to survive for so long. Listen carefully, Xichun. I know that the adepts of each Heisho will come to your aid with a flick of your wrist. And I know that your residence, Nuangjiang Nyangwangzhu, will be engineered by the best craftsmen to become a safe fortress stocked to the brim with all kinds of useful bonuses to protect your life. Even still, there will come a day when you start to feel this creeping sensation whose origin you can't identify, and when it does, I hope you won't brush off that sensation as nothing. You're worrying over nothing. Jia Xichun whipped around away from Hong Lu as if to express dissatisfaction, but her softened expression told me that she was glad to seem worried. Aww. Gigger! Now I know enough about urban and trench warfare to give an explanation of my own. Wow. Alright. And then Faust. Faust is very moused. Nice. Okay. We're starting to balance out our stuff. Okay, expert. That's good. Every 6 days, you will be subject to midterms, prepared by the board of directors, Jia Yuanchun. A palanquin has been prepared to take you to the exam sites, and only by passing the test may Jia Xichun retain her status as the family hierarch. My lady. Oh, don't worry yourself over much, Master Wei. You sound like you're at a funeral. She will pass these tests with ease as long as she has been diligently taking her classes. No, it's... I simply hope I can survive until she returns. It seemed that Wei's rather funeral voice wasn't just out of his concern for Xichun. Wei, are you sure you're okay? I can't escape them, even in my dreams. The unfinished bundles of paperwork cascading over me like a storm, burying me. Oh my god! Steel yourself, for that was no dream at all. In fact, never have I once seen paperwork trained in the arts of airwalking until now. I must be severely sleep deprived. Oh my god, these poor people. Looks like we're not the only ones going through the ringer. Alright, time for the midterms. Nice. Mandatory class. Gained a defense level. Gang bonus passive improved. Oh, really now? What was the passive? Jin Gang bonus. On Clash Lose, gain 1 protective and 3 defense level. Oh, that's nice. Inflict 1 more rupture opponent to your rupture count 2 times per turn if this unit's offense level is higher than the target's clash power plus 1. On kill with this unit's attack skill, gain poise equal to rupture on the target. Max of 5. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, she has so much. Alright, well, let's get this. So she's gonna auto battle for us, which is the one thing that's... Hey, you're one of the she-boys. We finally meet. I had hoped to fight you in the family hierarch war. If you'd run into me then, isn't this supposed to be a sparring match? Why does it sound like you have a personal grudge against me? Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all. Why in the world would I ever hold a grudge against you? The results of the family hierarch war couldn't be any clearer, and everyone even remotely connected to the mess has all been dragged away and put under investigation. And hey, guess what? They dragged away half of my family, which means more room for me. I should really thank you, right? Honestly, why don't you just declare a war against the sheep family at this point? Wouldn't that be much easier? War is not easy. It never is. What are you on about all of a sudden? It's not something we should be taking so lightly about, even as a joke. Your family was arrested because they are under investigation for treason against Daguan Yuan. If they're innocent, I'm sure they'll be released soon. I know it's pretty much a given that they'll all be ruled as guilty regardless of what really happened. You know I can't even pay them a visit because you've hidden their cells all over Hong Yuan. They're not hidden. All holding cells within Hong Yuan have always been designed to move around in very short intervals. You know, that does seem like the kind of design that would lead people to make some unfortunate assumptions, though I'm sure the initial purpose was to prevent escapes. I recently gained a better understanding of Hong Yuan's structure, so I'm planning to change our policies so that prisoners still on trial are allowed to have fixed locations. Really? Where'd you... I was lucky enough to take a few excellent classes recently. Managed to reflect upon myself a bit too. Huh? You did change a little. Still, you better not expect me to go easy on you. I've got my own things to take care of. Good. Come on, let's do this. Many illustrious fixers of the past have said that naught but disparagement awaits unjust victories. Yeah, it shows the thing! Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I love this so much. It shows the loading screen, thank god. Wave 1, alright. She's just... Bong, gong. Nice! Oh my god, she already has so much sanity. Okay, well, she hasn't built up any of her stuff, so that's probably why. Bong. I think if I just press enter, it'll go. Okay, well, everything looks fine so far. And this is just Xichun just doing her best. Nice! Let's go. Bong. Okay, a skill 1, a skill 2, a skill 1, a skill 2, and a skill 1. Not bad. Oh, she's getting poise. She's starting to build poise. Okay. Nice. And then... Okay. Nice. 1, 2. Nice. Okay. Bwong. Oh my god. Girl is popping off! That's my... Dude, this is just like watching a Pokemon battle. This is awesome. I love this. Nice. The real question is, can she pick defensive skills? Because I haven't seen her use a single one. Oh my god. Girl, you are stunting on this man! That's my family hierarch, baby. Oh, well, he died. That's my family hierarch. Let's go! Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Good for you. You won. Now stop giving me that look and get out of here. You lost most of your clan during the family hierarch war, didn't you? Yeah? So what? Are you calling me a penniless loser? Yeah. You little... And I'm sure that's what I look like to you, too. I don't want your sorry. Every clan member who died in the evaluation... Every clan member who died in the evaluation to have died for nothing. If I show weakness, that means I'm making everyone who participated in the evaluation look weak. So I'm gonna win. And I'm going to win without the fertile soil my predecessors have left behind. Because their legacy was unjustly nourished by the blood and tears of Hong Yuan itself. Xia Huazhen, you are tenacious, determined, and strong of will. That must be why everyone stood by you, down to the last man. You knew my name? Ma'am? I do. So what do you think? Want to make them sing your name in glory for the remaining history of Hung Yuan?
Yay! Oh, that's my family hierarch. Glory to Xichun. Hallowed be her name. Alright. Oh, even more morale. Let's do Honglu. Okay, do we have any combos? No, we don't have any more combos. Okay, how about Gregor, actually? Instead of Don, I'll do Gregor and Honglu. See if we can get a combo.
Heard you managed to come out on top in your first sparring match. Congratulations. Thanks. I gotta admit, your classes are definitely coming in handy. I like your attitude. Well, shall we take a look at what I prepared for today? You're teaching about exploring, huh? It's gonna be an indoors class. Yep, exploring. Where should I begin? It's a very big subject. Free soloing to the top of the highest building in Hung Yuan, surviving 10 days in Hung Yuan backstreets with only 3 items. I had plenty of ideas, but most of them got denied. And rightly so. And that's when I realized that exploring isn't always limited to adventures in the physical space. A few weeks ago. So I'm just here to fill in, since this game needs a certain number of players, but really? Can you really call this tabletop game an adventure? Yet, in games of make-believe, any simulacra can be made as real as... Ah! What a move. Ooh, nice. I'm gonna roll for damage. Ah! Young Ishmael, thou hast absolutely pummeled the Gorgon beast with thy fireball spell, regarding it most crispy. Are they playing D&D? D&D is canon in Limbus Company? This is the greatest game of all time. It was a formidable foe that was wonderfully executed, Miss Ishmael. Huh? Really? Well, then, as my next move... And that's how you came up with this? I've played a few other games, but this is new for me too. I'm still pretty new in general, I guess. This is called Jianghu Journeys, or J&J. Oh my... J&J, oh my fucking god, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. It's a popular game among Hung Yuan's youths. It's gotten generally positive reviews too. What Ishmael so proudly presented before everyone appeared to be a board game with numerous cards and minifigures. My fucking god, man. Okay. What do these huge piles of papers have to do with exploration? Rule number 1. The most experienced player among those gathered becomes the JM. The JM? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, this is so stupid. The JM? Yeah, Journey Master. Yeah, of course. The Journey Master designs the story around the player's choices, sets the stage for what happens next, and generally helps guide the explorers to safely arrive at their goals. That's why the most experienced player takes that role. Which would be me. Wisdom, strength, dexterity. Each character seems to have these things called stats. Looks like we just have to pick from a set of pre-made characters for this one. So, I'm supposed to be playing this character's role? Sinclair and Xichun picked up their cards with confusion clear in their eyes. You arrive at the great city of Yanyun, Smoke Cloud, a place known to be a place known to be the gathering hub for all kinds of influential people. You traveled here in search of a legendary treasure called, the Tianya Sword, the Sword of Farland, the city of Yanyun. Huh, cool. So why are we looking for that sword again? It's because, so there's this legend in Yanyun about how the sword of... the Tianya sword is the only way to quell the chaos of these lands and bring peace to its people. And also about how having the sword is the proof of the true leader of these lands. And so on and so forth. Ishmael was stuttering and stammering through the introduction without her usual confidence. I see. This city they called Yanyun must be in a lot of trouble too. Seemingly affected by the oddly familiar setting of the story, Xichun nodded solemnly without noticing Ishmael stumbling through the introduction. Well, you know how it is. The point is, you guys need to go find that sword. Then, I will claim the Tianya sword, no matter what it costs me. Xichun nods with determination. Yeah! Worked with Sinclair to come up with creative solutions to all kinds of trials we face in the adventure. Nice. no combo yet. From the rumors you've gathered, it seems that the Kazan Keep might have heard the whereabouts of that sword. What will you do? I walk up to the Kazan Keep, chat him up, and try to gain his trust. Are you sure? Remember, your whiz is extremely low right now, which means that you'll find it hard to form even the simplest sentences. What? If I found a different way to gain the Kazan Keep's trust, and that doesn't involve sweet talking? I do have a pretty high strength stat, which could give me access to certain alternative methods of persuasion that doesn't require skill in speechcraft. Hold on. I'll try to convince the Kazan Keep. I think I've got a decent chance at this. My wisdom is pretty high. And you pass the check. The Kazan Keep looks at you, having lowered his guard. Oh, not you, Sinclair. He's still pretty wary of you. Oh, okay. Then I guess I'll just stand in the corner over there, unsheath my weapon, and play around with it for a bit. That's what he expects me to do anyway, isn't it? You're just role-playing Heathcliff now, aren't you? The Kazan Keep shares some information about the sword he heard. He explains that the party should seek northeast toward Yinji Mountain, Cloudrise Mountain. But, what's this? Tears begin to well in the Kazan Keep's eyes as he continues to explain. Apparently, a patrolling guard beat his son pretty badly just for loitering around the guard. The wound is pretty severe, so he needs medicine, but he can't seem to find any. Oh no, that's too bad. But we've got a job to do. Since we have what we came here for, we leave the Kazan. Well, they say that JMs aren't supposed to interfere with the player's choices, but let's be honest, I would have made the same choice. You can't stop and help out for every little side quest when there's a whole lot of adventures to go through. No, we're not leaving. I'm gonna get him that medicine. What? After a few turns of various trials and tribulations for Sinclair, the Kazan Keep's son, who fortunately was able to recover, hears your story and hesitantly shares what he knows. You realize that he's talking about the fairy Yao Guai, guardian of the Tianya sword. He explains that the fairy Yao Guai's power grows under bright moonlight. Hold on, isn't it full moon right now? Then we should wait until the sky's overcast. Hearing that, the innkeep's son takes a quick look at the clouds, then tells you that it might be raining in about a week. Glad we helped him out. Phew. Okay, let's make sure we're prepared before we go. You're gonna have to roll a 15 or higher to hit. Oh my god, look at my dumbasses. They're playing D&D. I know. I'm focused. Hey, I rolled a 16. With a final singular strike from Xichun, the fairy Yao Guai finally falls to the ground, defeated. Yes! The Tianya sword is ours! Excited, the party runs up to the sword embedded deep into the earth and grabs enthusiastically upon the hilt. With this, we can... However, the defeated fairy Yao Guai, whom the party assumed was dead, suddenly jumps to his feet and lunges at Xichun, who just pulled the sword from the ground. No! I quickly get behind Xichun and the master. But if that crits, it's gonna be pretty deadly, even for you. Let's see if you can make the evasion save. 1, and another 1. Nope. That's a critical fail. It's okay. Sinclair falls to the ground, bleeding profusely from the gaping wound. The Yao Guai lies still as well, the final vestiges of its strength completely spent. Sinclair! Go on without me. Take the sword and go to the village. Become the leader they need. That sword is your proof. No, this sword wouldn't mean anything without my adventuring buddy. I'm gonna bandage Sinclair up and carry him back. I won't leave him behind to descend the mountain all on my own. Wait, if that's your choice, then, yeah. The bleeding stops as soon as you wrap him up. He's just that sturdy, you know? A strike would have killed pretty much anyone, but you know how healthy he is. On your feet, Sinclair. We're getting out of here together. Grab onto my shoulder. That's it, step by step. Hey, Xichun, look over there! Everyone we'd helped and saved on our journey comes to welcome us home! You're right. If it weren't for you, Sinclair, I never would have stopped and talked to every single villager there to hear their troubles. He's a completionist. Sinclair is a completionist, confirmed. Sword was only a symbol all along. All of our efforts and the experiences we gained in our journey for the sword were what taught me how to be a good leader. Not the sword itself. You're right. The real success of this adventure was everyone's efforts along the way. And the real treasure was friendship all along. I feel like the game overtook the class at some point along the way. Yay! Okay, no combo with Gregor, which is fine. Okay. Expert. Nice. Okay, cool. So he's expert now. Now, who else can combo? I definitely need more morale for Don Quixote, because morale is getting shaky. And then we'll do these guys, I think. Okay, more morale. Perfect. Alright, we're back up to full now. Still no combo. Nice. Okay. There was no new class either. Ah, here's a new class. Okay. If we do Merceau, we could do Don Quixote. They definitely have a combination. There's no way that they don't. And then probably... I'll do Hung Lu. Okay. In regards to every activity, involvement of unnecessary emotions and personal judgment is to be wasteful. I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that. Then I will share an excerpt from Sinclair's exchange with the manager 32 days ago. Begin, quote. Huh? 32 days ago? What? Excuse me, Dante, I'm sorry to have to, ask you this, but most of us are fatally wounded, so can you please turn the clock just one more time? End quote. Unnecessary interjections weighed down your request. Wow, that's, pretty bad. Did I really stutter that badly? It is a waste of time to involve emotions when delivering unfavorable news. The same message could have been delivered with merely 2 words. We failed. Let us commence field practice. Do not ask me a single question for the next 5 minutes. Huh? Well, okay. Sure, seems easy enough. Suddenly, Merceau let out a cry as he clutched his chest, then fell to the floor. Are you okay? Merceau, are you okay? His eyes snapped open. Task failed. 5 minutes have not passed. You're cheating. This reminds me of the incident Sinclair had so desperately wished to hide. What? The what? Who wished to what? Despite your belief that no one would ever find out your secret, there was one person who got to the bottom of the incident. Come on, just what did you see? Failed. Again. Took the class. Xichun has grown. I knew it! I knew that they were a combo. I knew it. Yay! Okay, so, oh my god, we really need more Ji and Yang. Honglu increases Ji a lot. Okay. So we will do, oh my god, it's expert already? God damn. We'll do Ishmael. Ishmael gives more Yang. Okay, that's good, that's good. He gives more Ji, and then I think I'll give, Merceau gives morale. Maybe not you. We'll do Gregor. Yeah, Gregor gives more. We'll try Merceau and, 9 to 5. Took the class. Xichun has grown. Nice. And then, we're to the Sinclair. Yay! All stats +1. Nice. Class exploring leveled up to expert. Nice. I learned how to be more true to myself with a mirror. Nice. Okay. Oh, we got a new one. So Otis, if I do Otis, Gregor, and then Merceau, maybe? Oh, she's already an expert. Huh. I wonder. There's a couple. Oh my god, there's so many combos I'm missing. Bong bong bing bong. Attention! Today's lesson will cover intelligence acquisition. In other words, men, you will learn how to gain information from people. Hey, I'm pretty good at that. You just have to turn them to your side by being generous with my spending, by setting a good example as a superior. They'll eventually open up. Foolishness! Eh? That is among the worst strategies I have ever had the displeasure of hearing. Do you not see how wasteful it is to spend the limited military budget? How wasteful it is to spend so much precious time trying to butter them over? The most sufficient means of obtaining intelligence is torture. Yep, I thought it was going to be like, yep. Torture? I'd say that's the worst strategy I've ever had the displeasure of hearing. I'd rather not waste my clan's strength on something so utterly useless like that. Besides, if you end up actually killing them... Foolishness! Foolishness! Jeez, can you stop saying that word? How simplistic and disappointing. Your imagination falls short, if that is all you can think of when you hear the word torture. Then, this unit! This isn't exactly a military unit. Ahem. Then, this Hung Yuan may indeed be beyond your ability to lead. Well, I'm waiting. Get on with your lesson. The mention of Hung Yuan seemed to put Xichun in a thoughtful mood, as she stopped arguing and began focusing on class. The most effective method of torture isn't physical. Things like waterboarding, electrocution are all inferior. Today, you will learn the torture of language. With this method, you will always find the answer you want. Use speechcraft to entrap their minds, slowly constrict around them, and let them take brief sighs of relief every time they give you an answer. That, cadets, is what you will be learning today. To your positions, cadets! Oh my god. Yeah! Learn some threats and intimidating expressions. I knew it would be a combo. The good drill sergeant and bad drill sergeant routine and chains of command. Ooh! Wait, that's really good. 2 combos. Oh, and more morale. Manage to understand the troubles most foot soldiers go through. Okay. Yep, makes sense. Took the class. Nice. Okay, and now it's time for the midterm. All right, we got this, chat. We're gonna win. Oh god, I don't think I have enough time for midterm. So it'd be 6, 12, 18, 18, then it'd be 24, and after 24 it's 30. So there's 5 midterms. So I hear you've defeated Hua Zhen. You would do best not to let that get to your head. He's always been our family's greatest shame.
Hey, watch yourself. Haven't you learned not to underestimate the family underdogs?
What?
Oh, you don't know? You see, I managed to talk to Hua Zhen into,
What? No, it can't be. He cannot have spilled the beans on my parents.
My men are already on their way.
But how did you know it was Block 32? I barely managed to get them a hiding spot there.
Oh, so it's Block 32.
Did you just?
I did, huh? Huh, that was way easier than it was during class.
I've heard stories about how you changed. I didn't know you had changed to such a heartless woman. Say something, damn it! Don't just stand there completely expressionless and... Oh, I see. You won't be shaken by silly little things like this, is that it? That may befit the seat of the hierarch, however. A leader who responds with silence to their inferiors, a leader who considers them only disposable tools is bound to rot. I, Xichun, refuse to let someone so unqualified such as yourself retain power. Oh my god, both Otis and Merceau coming in clutch. Let's go, besties. Nice. Oh, she's already got full sanity. Oh yeah, buddy, it's over. It's over. Oh, he has a counter, though. Nope, but we're using the green attack. What, she has burn? Why does she have burn? No hesitation in a single flourish. That's fine. That's fine. That's still crazy amounts of damage we're getting right now. Boing. Oh, skill 3. You know what that means. Nice. Okay, that's the counter, which is whatever. Nice. Alright, skill 3 time. Here we go. And she's gonna get... Oh. Oh, and... Oh, the skill 3 inflicts bleed. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, she actually got the coin this time. And the crit! Nice. Oh, he heals. Interesting. Alright, let's go. Nope. Wrong. You have negative sanity, buddy boy. Ow. That's the counter. Whatever. That's fine. Oh, man. It does seem like the counters are probably, like, the main issue for Xichun right now. Ooh! Oh my god, Faust! Yo! I saw that! Yo! Hell yeah. Faust cut in. That was awesome. I love this game mode. This is great so far. Damn it. I was so close.
Did you ever really take the time to think about what might happen if Big Sister Yuan Chun actually gained control of Hang Yuan? Sure, it's gonna be all buddy-buddy at first. She's gonna acknowledge the authority of the board of directors, butter you up, and compensate you for your efforts. But soon, you're gonna see people from other nests coming in here and taking up administrative positions under the guise of advisors. And it's the small families and clans that are gonna suffer first. And when that time comes, I bet you'll be saying the same thing then. I was so close. It's gonna be a while before other members of your family are let go. You know this already. They committed treason, thinking they were piggybacking off of Big Sister Yuan Chun's forces, when in reality, she had already discarded them before it even began. She's made sure that nothing about this treason is going to stick to her.
Mother. Father.
Now, let's think about this carefully, about Jia Yuan Chun's vision for Daguan Yuan. Will it be more H Corp or Q Corp?
I see the point you're making. But you've not given us any reason to trust you either. What guarantee do I have that you won't just toss us aside when we're no longer useful?
So about that hiding place where you put your parents, you just accidentally let slip?
I'd known their whereabouts for a while, actually. My Heisho had identified their location long ago, but I didn't do anything because there wasn't any evidence that pointed to your parents' involvement. Is that true? Just how low is your opinion of the hierarch? Big Sister Yuan-Chun made a big show of her own influence at the assembly, but I still have a tight control over the Heisho of the family hierarch.
But I thought you were arresting every member of the Shi family without even questioning them.
What was it again? The leaders must take good care of those who are in the same boat as them? Why would any hierarch go around arresting innocent people of H-Corp left and right, unnecessarily making more enemies for themselves? I sure don't plan on doing that.
Yay! Oh my god, Xichun is so smart. Genuinely top tier. Genuinely top tier character. Oh, Ryoshu! Okay, we got Ryoshu. We'll do, Yi-Song, and then Faust with Ryoshu, and then... Oh yeah, combo. Oh, right, that's combo for them. Wait, what is Taxidermy Geniuses? Ren and Ji. Ren and Ji. I need less Ren and more Ji. What about Ishmael? Ishmael... TKTW... TKTW... TKTDWK. Teaching kids to deal with kids, she says. Looks like your manager's not the only one who needs a translator. I would have liked to teach a particularly bloody art class, but that black hair discarded my lesson plan. Yeah, no, I don't think your lesson plan would have flown even if Jilu wasn't there, artless or otherwise. In today's class, I'll SYNC if you're a UA. What? But I'll SCAN if you're a UC. I'll snap your neck completely if you're an unruly adult, but I'll soothe, coax, and nurture if you're an unruly child. Did you guys rehearse this or something? Am I getting pranked right now? No, not at all. Just listen carefully, evaluate the context, and there you have it. What context? What context was I supposed to evaluate? Let the art do the talking. MTL, kids. Yeah, there's much to learn. Class is about to begin. Bring the class material, attendant. Yes. Oh my god, dinky ass baby! What is that haircut? I feel bad for this kid. This kid definitely got bullied. This kid definitely gets bullied. Yes. Shiren, upon the venerable family hierarch's orders, I've brought a child from the Wang family. Why is Shiren... No, wait. What? You brought a who from a what family upon whose orders? Too many travel restrictions here, so I borrowed the rich kid's attendant. You've been bringing her along to get you to places, huh? No, I mean, just what do you mean you brought that kid on my orders? Ryoshu snuffed out her cigarette, opened the window to clear out the smoke, dusted off her clothing a few times, and only then brought the child to the elevated platform in front of the class. The kid's kinda trembling and anxious looking. I extend my greetings to the venerable hierarch. That kid's scared out of his mind. Memories of childhood are important. They're the experiences that shape your future. Observe and learn. What's up with you acting serious all of a sudden? I do agree that childhood memories are important. My memories of Big Brother Bao Yu are what... Anyways, moving on, you heard nothing. The point is, I think becoming approachable to kids here might help prevent a lot of potential future conflicts. But you've got your work cut out for you. Children of Daguan Yuan are extremely wary of anyone who's not their immediate family. Even worse, you pretty much tricked that kid here using my name. He must be terrified, and I imagine his parents must have given him a whole lot of warnings, too. I'll give you a demonstration. Behold. Oh my god, wait, you can see her art doesn't have the cigarette. Ah! Flawless FC, flawless class. Ah, look at them! Look at them! Oh, I love them. Wow, he's really taken a liking to her. Yeah, he wouldn't stop crying when we tried to get him to calm down. Besides, how's she even doing that with her hands? Not even masters of martial arts move like that. Ryoshu was practically giving him no time for any other distractions, or even a moment to cry. She was taking care of that kid almost effortlessly. She was employing all kinds of tactics, including, but not limited to, ventriloquism, kongju, a traditional Hangyuan toy, fan tricks, sugared fruits, and eventually... Don't pull too hard. The child ended up piggybacking on Ryoshu, the fear he showed earlier gone without a trace.
Never would have imagined Ryoshi would be good at this. Neat. And with the exact same expression as her usual one, Ryoshi was gently caressing the child. Well, to be more exact, she was giving him a gentle pat. But I think I get it. Showering kids with tasty stuff and gifts isn't the best way to go about it. What's important is helping them understand just what kind of person I am. Yeah, the kid's really on edge for his age. I'd start to make some progress, but whenever he suspected that I was lying or something, he'd immediately go back to being on guard. That's also because he's a Dagwan Yuan kid. Kids don't survive this place for long if they're not quick on the uptake. Venerable Hierarch, may I ask you something? Well, asking's free, but I gotta tell you, it's gonna depend on what you're about to ask whether I can help you or not. Huh? Wrong move, Rookie Hierarch. Why say all that when TWDT? You don't get the immaculacy of Sushian abbreviations I can't pronounce. Ryoshi grabbed the child's shoulders, brought him before Xichun, then in her usual curtness spoke precisely 2 words to the confused child, and that seemed to do the trick. Speak, kid.
It's, my big sis said that when the family hierarch war's over, I can finally pick tons of friends. But their poor parents told them to stay inside because it's too dangerous outside. My cousins says you're the biggest and baddest of Hong-Yuan, Venerable Hierarch. So, I wanted to ask if you can make Dagwan Yuan safe. I want to play with my friends.
Gotcha. I'll review your suggestion positively. She says she'll totally make that happen. Sometime later, after Jiren guided the child out of the classroom, I found Xichun whispering something to herself. You've got a lot on your plate, huh? Dealing with the restructuring days is just one of them. I was gonna try to improve the safety of this place anyway, whether you ask me to or not. Safe enough for a kid like that to run around the market all on his own. Place where he doesn't have to be afraid to go outside. Aww. Okay, no combo with these guys, but that's whatever. And then, yeah. Nice. Okay. Oh, master. Okay, cool. Perfect. So then we can do you. We'll do Ryoshu. I think, what if we do Otis with Ryoshu? Maybe that might be a combo. No, no combo. Okay, yeah, we gotta start raising up the morale, I think. Okay, you... Oh, Rodion! Yippee! Okay, we will... we'll keep with, Ryoshu. Oh, no, Ryoshu has a lot of Ren. That's not what I need right now. I need, Ji and Young. I think this should be good, I think. Yeah, here we go. Oh, Rodion!
You know something? Everyone communicates with their eyes even before they talk. So, you better pay attention to what their eyes are saying.
Great. That's really great, but I don't know. It just kind of feels like an oddly specific subject to be talking about, especially when we're sitting around a gambling table. Oh, look at my dumbass sinners. Oh, I love them so much.
Sinclair, given the time limit, this just happened to be the fastest and clearest method of demonstrating and training your abilities to control your emotions. I swear, I had no other ulterior motive. I was practically forced to do this. Wait, stop glaring at us like that and join us at the table.
I'm only briefly visiting my lady to pick up some paperwork, as there is still much more work to be done. I'll be leaving in no time.
Come on, guy. You know this game needs 4 players.
I refuse your invitation, I must say. It's ridiculous of you to force my lady to partake in such a base activity, and what audacity to invite me as well.
Oh, so you think you don't have a chance, huh? Wow, and here I thought you'd at least be better than me at this game. Fine, I get it. Don't play a game, you have a snowball's chance in hell of winning. It's a good philosophy. I subscribe to it.
Do you seriously think that your shallow, obvious attempts at goading me into playing this game will work?
Huh? What? Sorry, Scrub says what?
Yeah! Scrub says what? Oh my god, I love her. So, Wei joined the table.
Alrighty, the lesson's pretty straightforward. You 3 will work together to ensure that I don't win this game. In other words, make sure I'm not number 1 by the end of it.
Well, that seems easy enough. But be warned, I have the special power to read into your minds without hearing even a word out of your mouths. Let me give you a demonstration. Let's see. Sinclair, I can see the corners of your lips twitching while your eyes are suspiciously wandering over there. You're looking to form a pang, aren't you? And Xichun, you... And you want this dong tile I've got. Now I know to never ever discard this tile. How'd you know? Honestly, it would have been tougher for us to not know. You can let yourself be anxious, sure, but don't ever, ever let it peek through. The moment someone smells your weakness, they're gonna eat you right up. And Wei, you...
Oh, Wei is a gambler. Wei plays 7,000 gacha games.
Using the glint of your glasses to hide your eyes, huh? Whew. This isn't gonna be easy.
Your greatest mistake tonight was allowing me a seat at this table.
He's the gambler. Oh my god, these are my gamblers. That's my bodyguard right there. He gambles every day.
I already know the ready hand you've got there.
Oh, you do? Not bad. But you're just as much of an open book, my guy. You just need that zhong tile, don't you? Sorry, not sorry. You're not getting that tile. 'Cause it's not there. Gang.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at them. This is amazing. This is the best. This is the best. I love this.
Gang.
I see. You called gang meld so you can claim the zhong, which was the rearmost tile, didn't you?
Does that by any chance imply that you somehow know the location of every tile in this game?
Nah, no way. I just have this sixth sense for bad vibes.
Very well. Never once did I think I would ever step back into this dark world of shadows, but... Very well. Then I'll be setting this Hua aside, and...
Whew, I'm impressed.
They're way too intense! I can hardly get involved.
Guys, isn't this supposed to be a class for us?
Shh, my lady. The importance of this moment cannot be overstated. Oh my god. I'm so glad they made Wei a gambler.
I see. Swapped out your ready hand, didn't ya?
What do you think?
3 Hua tiles in a row, huh? So you've got some innate luck, too. Very well, then. I'll have to wager it all on this one suit.
I won!
Hoo! That's a Qing Yao Zhu! Hand! Your downfall is written the moment you forced me to discard zhong.
Ah, darn. Lost that, huh? Well played.
Did you see that, my lady? Hoo!
I apologize for that vulgar display, my lady.
He is the gambler of all time. I love him.
I will bring some tea.
Wei victorious stumbles out of the room with his shoulders slumped. Oh my god. That was amazing. Oh my god. Oh, she gives a lot of morale. Hell yeah. Nice. Okay, he also gives morale. All stats, and then 20 morale stored. Or restored. Nice. What, server error? What do you mean server error? What the fuck? That's strange. What the? Well, I mean, I was gonna end the stream anyway, but that is one abrupt ending. Damn. I just hope that it saved my stuff. Fuck, man. I guess the game just crashed. Well, I guess that's just where I have to end it today. I gotta go to work. That was fun. I liked that a lot. Tomorrow, we're gonna go ahead and pick right back up where this left off. The one issue I have with this is that it didn't actually give me any of the... It's not actually giving me any of the rewards, I don't think. Like the reward currency. So, I mean, it's whatever. I'll figure it out later. But until then, I will see you guys later. Remember, look both ways crossing the street, don't get hit by cars, and have a good day.